Thanks for joining me again. This is part 5. If you've not seen the other episodes, then please jot back and have a quick look. We left the episode 4 with the engine hanging in the balance, so we need to put it on a stand. Well, here we go. This is the engine stand. It's come from Viva. I've got the jack, which is an amazing bit of kit. I'll put the links in the description for these as well. Let's get this out and hopefully we can attach it to the engine. It's going to be a challenge because we can't use the traditional mounting on the bell housing. But yeah, let's get this out of the box, see what we've got. This came in at just under 70 quid. It's like Christmas every day. I do love unwrapping a new tool. Beautiful. It's a bit General Lee, isn't it? Look at it. Hey, just wants an A1 on the side. All it needs a bit of a yeehaw. Yeehaw! Mind you, there's enough cowboys on this job. We'll soon have it put together though. So you get all the bits and pieces with it. Nice set of instructions, some bolts and washers. All pretty self-explanatory. Nice cast iron rollers for the wheels. So for the money, it's a cracking bit of kit. And we've got this spinning rotator to hold the engine, which you can change positions on. Hopefully we can get it to fit. Well, there we have it. That wasn't too bad, was it? Looks nice, it really does. Good solid bit of kit. Let's go try and attach the engine to it now. Let's have the engine mount off the side. Yeah, it'd be nice to mount it into there if we can, somehow. It's going to take a little bit of faffing just to lower it to the right position. Get a couple of these mounts bolted up. And it looks like we might be alright. We've got a bit of adjustment there. It's going to be top heavy, but it's on. That's the important thing. I found some bolts in the old toolbox and yeah, we're pretty much there. Well, we've got 4 mountings onto the engine block. We're all top heavy though on that, but as long as we can support it and rotate it, I don't see why we shouldn't have a problem. We're in, and yeah, let's let the crane down and see what happens. Right, let's drop it down then. Beautiful. Loosey goosey. Yeah, that's good and solid on there. That's beautiful, that is. That's really nice. Yeah, so it's on there, he's happy, which is good. I just move this and see what the weight's like on it, see if we're going to be able to control it with the handle. And it's really heavy. To be fair, if it sort of went beyond centre, it's going to topple. So we're going to have to support it with a crane as we rotate it, just so I don't lose it. Which, you know, it's not the end of the world. We've got the stuff. I'll just get some of the coolant out as I'm tipping it up there. We're going to have some oil coming out as well at some point, I would think. But yeah, I can't pull that at all with my hand. It's well heavy. You got the locking pin there though, so you can lock it at any direction. I need some more Weetabix. That's what I need. A bit more meat in me diet. It'll work though. It'll do it. Let's get it back up right. We've got a few more bits just to take off at the top there. The wiring loom. There's got that connector plug for the crank sensor, which I couldn't get off in the vehicle. So let's have a go at it now. And it's when you can see things and get at them, so much easier. Just pull it out a bit and then you can squeeze the tab. I can get that wiring loom out of the way, get rid of all that lot. Right, let's have the clutch out of it. These weird flywheels. This is the dual mass flywheel. See how it all moves about? Like floating. Horrible. Horrible, horrible thing. Now this had a clutch in it at the garage a few years ago. these bolts, they're hex bolts, but they're slightly rounded. A couple of them are not looking good. I'm going to have to replace them when I put the car back together again, but it's not going to help me getting them out. This is just sloppy. I'm going to have to give them a good whacking in and probably get the bar on them, because like I say, I'm not looking at this too favourably at the minute. I'll go one way, then pull it back, and that one's cracked off, which is good. There's one round this side that is in really poor condition. Hopefully we can get it out with this the small bar just taking its time with it. And they've been wanged up extra tight. I think they must have done them with an air gun or something. They definitely haven't been torque stuck, that's for sure. Ooh, that's gone. Lucky got that one out. I think this is the bad one. We shall see. It's either this one or the next one. Oh no, it's this one, isn't it? Like this one. Look at that. This had a clutch put in it, and they chewed that bolt up there. Oh, look at the play in it. What chance have I got of getting this off? Oh, doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good, this one. Come on. Oh, thank God for that. Right. Now, did you hear them two little clicks just then? I think that was the self-adjusting clutch ramping up a couple of notches. Now, we're going to have to go into that before we put it back on again and free it off. But we'll cover all of that when we do the installation. And I've got my e-manual online. I put the discount code and everything in the description for you. It's the full BMW workshop manual that's available. Still got loads of meat left on the clutch. Like I say, it's not very old. It's only been in a couple of years. Which then brings us down to the flywheel, which is held in with these bolts here. These Torx bolts in the middle. So these are the T60 Torx bits. I've got the Lexicon set. It's amazing. It's really good. I'll link to the description for that. For the money it's quite long. This is the Milwaukee Fuel impact gun as well, which I'm using to get them off. This flywheel is going to have to go on and off a few times as we time the engine up, because there is a locating pin in the back of it which we'll be using. But I just get my little magnet in there just to pop them bolts out. And then we should now be able to get it off. It's tight on the back of the crank, but it'll come in a minute. Give it a wiggle. There we go. Clean as a whistle in there though, look. That's the magnetic pickup ring for the crankshaft. What a strange design that is. Effective though, it works. So the crankshaft sensor is this huge long thing coming in here, which is picked up off of this magnetic ring. And obviously that is locked into that position there. So yeah, that's interesting. Now the engine positioning on here is not ideal. It's really top heavy because I couldn't get this into the centre, and I've got it onto the four side bolts there where the engine mountings would be. So I've got it on the crane just to stop because now we've took the flywheel off, it really wants to go forward. And I need to just rotate it down, but the turbo is obviously sticking out too far. Unless I take the manifold off, it's only going to rotate down as far as it comes to the frame of the engine hoist, but that should be enough, and I should be able to go the other way as well to get at the sump. So I hope to leave that all in place. Let's try rotating it down and see how far we can get. I've got to take this one off as well so we can get it to come the other way more. So we'll get this DPF bracket off as well. So I'll take the strain with the crane, pop the pin out, and then we can just lower it down. Catch any of that antifreeze that drops at the front. And if we get it on its back there, just don't like that, lovely. Now we can get at the cover, but look what's happening. Diesel is peeing out the injection pump straight into the back of the alternator. Oh, so that was a nightmare. I've just rotated the engine round, and the diesel pump that's full of fuel still has just gone straight down into the back of the alternator. Yeah, that diesel and alternators don't mix. So when I come to fire that up, we're going to either find out if the alternator is now spanned, or yeah, will it survive it? I don't know. We shall see. It never does them any good though when you get diesel in the alternators. I should have spotted that. But like I say, you live and learn. It's the first one of these I've done, so so that's as much motion as we've got going to the right. We can get nice flat to work on the back. Let's try spinning it the other way around and see if we can get it so that the sump is actually pointing upwards. It's a little bit time consuming using the engine hoist to move it about, but there's no other way of me shifting that up and down. And it ain't the end of the world. It's working, it's doing the job. I'm going to pop this DPF bracket off, get that out of the way, and then we can just keep moving it around. I've shifted the crane round, dropping it down. Oh, look at the oil coming out the back there. So the oil from the engine is now just come straight out the crank bolts where the flywheel was bolted into. So we need to make sure we put some sealant around those when we pull them back in again. But yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Well, let's keep going. Let's rotate it a bit more, see if we can get it down. How far will it go? Oh, we're nearly at the sump. That looks pretty cool. So we are, I think we're going to be okay with this. We are going to have clearance all the way around it. Let's just try and get it a bit more. I'm just going to, a bit wary of the EGR valve going any lower with that. So I might have to try hooking it onto something else just for the last bit. Right, I think I'm going to take the EGR cooler off. It's only 4 or 5 bolts on here. We had this off the other day when we did the water pump repair. So I think I'm going to whip it off just to save damaging it. Or maybe I won't even put it back on again. I might blank it off and do a delete. But yeah, let's whip it off. Let's get it out of the way. Drop me your thoughts in the comments about EGR valves. What's your thoughts on them? Delete them, blank them. I'm still in 2 minds what we're going to do with it, but we can whip it off anyway for now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's ready to come off. There we go. So we'll try again, drop it a bit more, but that heat shield on the manifold is really close. Heat shield out of the way. Not too much problem. There are 2 little bolts holding this heat shield on and the pipe, and something's just dropped out. Hydraulic tappet's coming out now. So maybe we're going to have to take all the hydraulic tappets out before we rotate it right down, otherwise they'll all, well, or I'll pull them all out now and store them. So we want to make sure they go back in the same holes they came out of. Let's take that pressure pipe off as well. As it happened, all the other hydraulic tappets were nice and solid in the engine, so we'll leave them alone. Oh, I don't like that. That is really tight. Oh, it's going. Ooh. Oh, it feels like it's going to break. It's always these unexpected things that cause you problems, and this is going to be one of them, I think. It could really throw a spanner in the works. I don't like that. That feels like it's going to snap. Bit of Rostov to the rescue. This now is a major issue. If that snaps in there, we're going to have to drill it, tap it. A bit of good wiggling and a bit of Rostov, can that sort it out? Oh, it's gone up tight, so it's getting there. Yes! Let's just work it a little bit in. This is just a union with 2 copper washers either side, so it squashes them a little bit to seal it. Oh, it's horrible though, it's really tight in that thread. Okay, now I can get that back up tight again, so I'm going to leave it hanging in the balance. Yes. Yes, perfect. Oh, you little gem. She's upside down, hanging in the balance. We can get that sump off. So I've got these little Milwaukee bits that you can pop into your impact driver. This is into the small impact driver. You use the banging screws up, and you can pop sockets onto it. Then it works a treat on these bolts for getting them out nice and quick. Mind you, this impact is amazing. It's the new Milwaukee Fuel brushless. Oh, let's get this. We'll get the dipstick out now as well. It's got one little torque screw holding it, and then it's on an O-ring into the sump, so just give it a wiggle and a pull. There it comes. Oh yeah. Yeah, that came out nice and easy, didn't it? Right, back to try and get the sump off. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So a little bit of a wiggle, one side then the other, just to free off this. It's like a silicone lubricant. It's Loctite from BMW, a little tube of it. It's about 10 quid a tube, which is enough to seal it all back up again. And off it comes. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and look at that. That is such a relief. It's pretty clean in there. It's not bad at all. The actual engine underneath is pretty good. Like I say, I only missed one service, so and before that I've done it. It was regular as clockwork. So that's pleasing. That is that there's only a very small amount of carbon down the bottom there. Everything else is spotless. Here, check this out. Look, I've just had a quick look in here. We've got bits of timing tensioner. But yeah, look at that. It sucked all the bits of it up into the oil strainer. Oh my god, look at that. A million pieces all rammed into the oil strainer. That's crazy. I'll get those out. But the rest of the engine, look, it looks sweet. It looks really clean and nice. So yeah, hopefully we're not going to have any long-term damage. Oh, there's the oil spray bar. All it was, and I shoved it back down the hole again. We'll get all those bits out of there, give it a good clean out. We'll take that off as well, and we'll wash it all out, blow it out with the airline. Make sure we've got it all out. We can use the inspection camera as well to check inside and make sure it's as clean as a whistle. Okay, it's just on a little O-ring, 2 bolts, and it pops out the oil pump. Bit of a tug, come on. So now what we're going to do is spin the engine back over again and get the timing cover off the front. So we'll just whip it up all the way round, and then we can have that casing off. These are all the E-Torx bolts that BMW absolutely love to use. And to be fair, they are good. They don't strip out very often. But we'll pop those all out. We've got to put them back in a particular order, but it doesn't matter taking them off. Don't forget that one. A little tap with the old copper hammer. You can hear it coming off. You can hear it freeing. The sound changes as you're tapping it. It's coming. It's coming. There it comes. What's it going to look like in here? Is it going to be a right mess? You ready? Oh, here come the bits. Here come the bits. There's one chain. There's another chain. A bit of a chunking off here, look, it's took some of the metal away from there. So this chain guide here has completely disintegrated. pushing the tensioner out, and the tensioners were in on this chain lock. It's actually been. God, I'll smash that to bits. Teeth missing off the pump. Look, it's actually took the teeth off of there. But the main drive chain from the crank up to the top there is as sweet as a nut. Look, this actually the big chain is good. It's the little one that's go. And there's not a lot of crank wear. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. And this chain pot, it's actually, oh look at that, smashed to pieces. Broke it into two. Let's pop this tensioner off, have a closer look at it, just make sure that it's not no blockages behind it. I'm going to replace it anyway because the chain has grooved the end of it, so it's going to need a new one. Yeah, you can see the wear on the end of that lot, but the actual oil ways on the back are nice and clear. They look okay. So there we go, all stripped down. So in the next episode we're going to give it a real good clean down. We need to check those ports, we need to check the valves as best we can, wash the whole engine down, and then we can time it up, putting in the new gears, new chains and stuff. So yeah, join me in the next one, it's going to be interesting. And yeah, if you got some comments, drop me some comments. If you enjoyed it, drop me a little thumbs up, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.